Our cuisine cultivates Austrian culinary tradition enlivened with modern accents, while also featuring the personal touches of our chef de cuisine. The quality of the products is of paramount importance. That's why I'm especially pleased that we collaborate with many dedicated suppliers from the nearby region. But take a look in our kitchen and see for yourself.
Hello, I'm Alexander Weidlaner. I'm chef de cuisine here at the Christiania Lech. For today's main course, we'll be serving Lech Arctic char, cooked at low temperature with celery basil ravioli and asparagus broth. Now we're filleting our fish for the main course. A sharp knife is essential. We make a little cut directly behind the fin, then use gentle pressure to draw the knife along the backbone. Now we absorb any remaining drops of blood with a paper towel, and we check to make sure we've neatly removed all the bones. We've done pretty well, I'd say. Now all that's left is to remove the abdominal bones. The best way to do that, I always slide the tip of the knife right in here. That gives us a straight, accurate incision, and it doesn't cut into the fillet too much. Now we slice the middle part into nice fillets. Each portion weighs about 80 grams. We season our fish with some salt and a bit of pepper. We use lemon thyme to add a nice fresh note. Then we vacuum pack everything with a spoonful of brown butter. We vacuum pack our fish because this helps the vitamins to remain in the fish. It's an innovative cooking technique. Now we gently simmer the Arctic char for about 12 minutes at 60 to 70 degrees Celsius. Next, we prepare the celery basil filling for the ravioli. We need young celery root for this. The best way is to slice the large piece off the bottom so the vegetable will stand firmly and you won't cut yourself. Then we simply peel the celery with a knife. You can pare off quite a thick shaving. That leaves only the nice white part. Now we sauté the celery in foamy white butter. For celery purees or creams, it's important that you salt your vegetable right at the start. Then we add some light-colored poultry stock and allow the mixture to stew slowly over moderate heat. In the meantime, while the celery is stewing, we prepare the asparagus for our asparagus broth. We use both white wine and green asparagus for this. Now we glaze the asparagus in some fresh olive oil. Again, we add salt right at the beginning, because the salt draws the juice out of the vegetable. Now we add some light-colored asparagus stock. We continue to stew it all until the asparagus is soft, and we finish off with a bit of olive oil. Now we need some lemon juice. I always keep a little sieve handy so no lemon seeds get into the juice. Here we have our finished basil celery puree. It has a lovely mint green color and it's beautifully smooth. For our pasta dough, we begin by separating 4 eggs. We make a little mound of yellow semolina. It's a coarsely ground wheat product from Italy. Pour the eggs into the little depression in the semolina. Add a few drops of olive oil and about 5 grams of salt. Then slowly mix from the outside inwards. And here we have our pasta dough. Cut a nice thin slice, press it flat, and it's ready to go into the pasta machine. Now here's an important point. Most cooks use far too much flour. That makes the pasta dough too firm and too dry, so it will tend to break or tear when it's boiled. We've made some lovely dough, and we naturally don't want that to happen. Now all we need for our ravioli are the sheets of rolled pasta dough, the vegetable filling, and a couple of cookie cutters. The shape doesn't really matter. I'm using circular cookie cutters. And some water to brush onto the dough. We apply only a very thin coating of water because the dough is already fairly sticky. We put little mounds of puree on top and simply fold the other end over. Just let the dough fall easily. This way it will be easier to press out the trapped air afterwards. Because if air is trapped inside, the ravioli are likely to break open when we cook them. I always take a smaller one and simply do like this. Then I circle it around. That gets all the air out. We press it nice and flat with our fingers so it won't open or break later. Then we stamp them out, just like cutting cookie dough. Now we press the stamped out ravioli with our fingers. It's best to use your thumbs, nice and thin. Then we squeeze them firmly together with thumb and forefinger. It looks like a little flower. This may look complicated, but if you try it, you'll see that it's really quite easy. I simmer the ravioli for 2 minutes in the broth. The starch from the pasta dough helps to thicken the broth nicely. I forgot to mention, I'd added a few dried tomatoes before. Then carefully pour it into a nice deep plate with plenty of liquid, because we have no other sauce for the ravioli. Meanwhile, our Arctic char is perfectly cooked. Simply use ordinary household scissors to cut open the bag, and let the fish slide out onto the plate. The butter lubricates everything, so this happens easily. The lemon thyme's no longer needed, so simply discard it. Then turn over the whole fish, and if you wish, you can pull the skin off. It comes off easily. That's a good sign. It means the fish is fully cooked. You can see it's nice, small, and glassy. You can twist this in here. It adds a decorative touch. And simply put the fish on top. Dribble a few drops of your best olive oil all around. Here we have our Arctic char, perfectly cooked and ready to serve.